So I got to keep it all open. You like my background?
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
All right, posting live. All righty, so we are live. Let's get it going. Live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Welcome to the Jones and the Road Show. Actually, the Jersey Boys Sports Talk Show. Today is brought to you by the Sportscast. Today is February 4th. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Sportscast in all your channels, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes. If you're on iTunes, please leave a rating. That'll help us out tremendously. You can also visit us at thesportscast.net or follow us on Twitter at thesportscast1. Please check out our app on iOS. You can download it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll be able to see all our shows from the past and our past episodes. So please go on there. There's some pretty good shows we had on there. We are streaming live on Facebook right now. And today, again, is sponsored by Debt Free Life. They asked two questions. Are you 100% sure, Byron, that you're going to have a great retirement, or you have some doubt? And number two, if you have some doubt, what if they can show you how to get out of debt in 9 years or less, including your mortgage, without spending any additional money? Any interest? Text DFL to 305-318-5735. That's text DFL to 305-318-5735. All righty, we're pretty excited. How you doing today, Byron?
I'm doing great in wonderful Delaware County.
Delaware County, okay. And it's how you got that picture of the weather out there? You got any pictures? Any snow? It's
Really? We gonna start that again? Yo, it's 78 degrees there. I had to go outside the other day and dig 3 times to go outside.
You didn't dig nothing. You snow blowed it.
Yeah, I had to go out there 3 times with a snowblower. That's how much snow
it was. 43 this morning, and it got to 70 in the afternoon. It's gonna get down lower today. It may get down below 40 today. That's a lot.
Man, that's like, man, that is cold. Come on, man. Really? You think I really want to hit 28 degrees?
And Saturday is gonna be 80. That means in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be nice and hot.
Nice.
In Kansas City, it's cold up there.
It might start melting.
Yeah. So we're gonna get right into. All right. So today we're gonna talk about obviously the Super Bowl. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Giants we have going on, and a few other items. But before we start, I thought it was very important to share this. I've had this for a long time. I got a couple things to share. Let's see if I can get this going the way I want it. All right. Share. Can you see that, Byron?
I see feet. Oh, really, man? Tom Brady.
Come on, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had that for a long time. I'm trying to stop that. I didn't mean that. Stop. I don't want Kawasaki. I stopped sharing. You can't see that anyways, right?
No.
All right, good. So let's get out of there. All righty. So we have a Miss Vonda Jones Seller joining us. All right. She's our moderator. She keeps us up to date. So how are you doing, Miss Vonda?
Good. How are you?
It's good. Are we going to see you today, or are we going to just see your name?
I'm working on it. Give me a few.
All right. Oh yeah, I got to call you, help you out with that. Well, anyhow, as you see on the screen, on my screen today, we got Super Bowl 55. Hi, Miss Vonda. Nice shirt.
Hey, there you go.
All right. On the show, if you see my background, you see Super Bowl 55. You see our Sportscast, the Sportscast logo, and then if I go, I always figure out which way. But I remember that was our original show. That was the very first show we did back in October.
Oh, my Ofer?
Yeah, no. Oh, what's it? Oh, for you. I think the second time there was oh for. But anyhow, that was me with the beard on it. But that was when I had the Kansas City behind me, and we dedicated the first show to a great friend of mine who played for Kansas City for 7, 8 years, Pelham McDaniels III, who passed away last year at the age of 52. Broke my heart.
Mhm.
And we also dedicated the show to Edward Valdez Jr., who passed away tragically in a car accident at 23 years old. Um, but it's ironic that our first show, I was dedicating the show to Pelham McDaniels the third, and we're going to get into a little bit. But I'm also doing a nice dedication to Pelham for Black History Month. Uh, Pelham just was a standout father, mentor to people, to students, to NFL players. He played 9 years in the NFL. Um, he's Dr. Pelham McDaniels III. He did a lot for African American studies, and I'm going to dedicate something later for him. But um, very impressive. He was a artist, a football player, a father, a son, a husband. He's got two wonderful kids, a lovely wife, Navab. And it broke my heart. And he was able to see at least Kansas City last year win the Super Bowl um, before he passed. And I just brought that up because it was our first show and we had Kansas City there. So again, God bless you, Eddie Valdez and Pelham McDaniels. So two great. Pelham McDaniels III, look him up. He is an inspiration to many, many, many people. So let's get our show started there. All righty. So how we doing, Vonda? You're not as cold as Byron over there in Philly, are you?
Oh, I'm still in South Carolina.
Right. So you're not that. Oh, you're not that. How old?
No, well, it was kind of cold this morning. It was what, 27 degrees this morning?
That's nothing.
Whatever.
It was 43. It was 40. It was 43 here.
Well, it warmed up to a blazing, maybe in the mid 50s this afternoon, so we're good.
Yeah. That's good. Awesome. So let me talk. We're always gonna start off about the Giants. So I just want to, and probably Byron, this is gonna be good to your heart because they're all D linemen. So I was reading some news on the Giants, and former teammates. There was headline: former teammates cheer on JPP in a group chat. John Paul Pierre, defensive lineman, linebacker for Tampa Bay Bucks, and that group is Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan, Matthias Kiwanuka, Kiwanuka, Fred Robbins, and they communicate virtually every day, like 5 days a week, business, sports, keeping up with each other. So they're rooting for their teammate JPP, which I thought was pretty cool that those guys continue to get together. They talk like every day. So I like bringing up that news, and I like, how those linemen stay very close. That was a good line back then.
Well, the other guy, Mike Remmers, the left tackle for KC. He used to play
for he was on the Giants too. I was reading that, but I didn't want to mention him because he's not. But he's still a Giant. I'll take him down. And then I just want to. I'll bring this up. Actually, I'm gonna bring this up now because I have it on here. Well, Byron. Well, let me bring this up then, Byron. I'll let you go in on something. JPP this year has 9.5 sacks. He led Tampa Bay's defense that registered a total 48 sacks, tied for the NFL's fourth highest total this year, which is going to bring this to light as we talk about the Super Bowl. What do you think about those linemen and them getting together and helping each other out and rooting on JPP?
Yeah, once a lineman, always a lineman. I've been out the game for 1,000 years, and I'm always root for the fat guys. The overweight lover like Heavy D. Heavy D. Yeah, there you go. I'm always root for the lineman. No matter what team it is. I always watch. I watch from the inside, out all the time, and I'm always going to be that defensive guy.
It's nice that they stayed tight, right, Vanda?
Yes,
you remember those guys. They stayed tight, and they talk about business. They talk about just making sure they keep their lives just as great as they do in the NFL. And I think that's fantastic because sometimes it's tough leaving. LT had his problems, and when you leave the fans stop cheering, it's probably something a little different, huh, Byron?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Hey, and today is Lawrence Taylor's birthday too.
Oh, that's right.
He's Aquarius. That's right.
Yep.
Happy
Today is
birthday,
his birthday.
LT, LT,
defensive
LT.
player that's I've ever seen. You know, when I turned 50, I have a picture of me and him in the gym. I walked in the gym that
Oh,
morning,
wow.
and he was walking out. I'm on my 50th birthday. That's awesome. I took a picture with him. He's still just big. He lives here. He lives right 10 minutes, 15 minutes from me, right on the golf course.
Oh,
Go visit
wow.
him. You ain't gonna go visit him.
Nah.
I'm not gonna knock on his door.
No.
What's up?
No.
You know, there ain't no way I'm gonna knock on
I'm
his
half a Jersey, man. Come
Have
on.
a golf cart with golf clubs and drive real
Nah.
fast. But yeah, I don't know what mood he's in. I ain't gonna take any chances there. Super Bowl 55. Well, today's his birthday. That means he's Aquarius, just like me. My birthday was January 26th.
Okay. Happy
And,
belated birthday.
Thank you. And since they moved the Super Bowl forward, right? They added an extra game, or the Super Bowl every 5 years used to land on my birthday, which was awesome. So when I was in Perth Amboy, my 21st birthday, it was a Super Bowl. And I think it was San Francisco versus the Dolphins.
Where'd you go?
Eddie Lopez's house.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Imagine that group. Me, Eddie Lopez. The war was terrible.
Ooh, that was a group.
The girls would come over, you know, Zamar, Lisa. We'd always have them over, but the boys were there. We'd go crazy, and then we'd go bowling afterwards. But it was, but the best thing I loved about it was every time my birthday was so close or fell on it that no matter what Super Bowl party I went to, there was always a cake for me. Now that they moved it forward, I got no more Super Bowl cakes. But turning 21 on Super Bowl was pretty, very fun, very fun time. So, all right, let's talk about what's happening here. Well, Byron, did you see there's two guys out? We talked earlier. Two players are already in COVID protocol for the Chiefs.
What the 20 that went and got their haircuts? You know?
So far, two tested positive. They're waiting for Sunday for the other ones to come back. They're saying, thank God Patrick Mahomes wasn't in front of everybody. They didn't give him the quarterback treatment to come in front. And they actually, one of the guys, they had to stop his haircut. Did you see? He had to have a haircut.
Yeah, but I thought little guys, like whoever like messes with these guys that come around, they should have a test. They're supposed to have a test before they go around them. You know, go to cut somebody's hair or whatever. But yeah,
they had masks and everything on. So,
I guess the mask didn't work.
They didn't have one too.
Well, remember, the mask didn't work, but you don't know if the guy was always touching his hands with.
Yeah, that is true.
Every single time. Then he clean his hands when he touches the utensil, you know, the things that they use to cut hair. So, I mean, you know, things are looking rough for Kansas City.
Yeah, especially if more of them test positive before the game. That's not gonna be good at all.
Well, I think there's one person that they're gonna worry about.
Patrick. Everybody else is on their own.
What do you think, Von, is going to happen if Patrick tests positive?
If he does, that's it. They're not going to be winning that Super Bowl. There's no way.
I wonder, Byron, you think they'll still have it?
I was thinking about that today. I was thinking if they have that many guys that, you know, test positive, that they might move it back a week, you know, like maybe. But then why couldn't it be like Tom Brady? I was reading what he did. What did Tom Brady do with his family? He sent them all away. He lives in that 50,000 square foot house, and because he wants to to focus for the game. His wife, his kids, everybody sent him away. He's been in that big old house with AB living in the shack, you know, for the last 2 weeks. Really,
I didn't know that. I got two stories on that, and I love the guy I'm about to mention. I love him, but you know, everybody makes mistakes, but this was a crazy mistake. To give you the perspective of how big 50,000 square foot house is, that's the size of Evander Holyfield's house, and he literally had his mistress in a wing of his house.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Okay, so one, that's crazy.
What?
Having a mistress. Two, having them under your same roof. And three, that's how big a 50,000 square foot house is.
Wow.
You know,
those houses, those size, you forget you got to heat that thing. You got to cool that thing off. You got to have a ton of money to heat it up.
At least They got at least 10 to 20 air conditioners and everything in
Uh,
there. But then the next thing about Brady, they were I forgot who was on, but who was I don't know if you heard it. One of the guys on the sports today were saying that the guys were all celebrating when they won the NFC championship. And Brady yelled at them.
of course. He knows the
And they were like, man, I didn't know whether to cry or, I'm trying to celebrate. So what do you think about that, Byron? Because there was other opinions about that. And Von, I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, Brady was just trying to be smart. He's just making sure that his players, nobody catches any kind of COVID. If they want to go ahead and party, they better wait until after the Super Bowl. They shouldn't be doing it now.
No, they were celebrating cheering, and it wasn't like going out and cheering.
Oh.
They were like all excited and cheering, and he yelled at them.
Nah, that was wrong. Let him celebrate.
Nah. He knows. These guys, it's their first time probably, getting there, to the NFC Championship game. Let them go. Let them get a little one. Tom, let them go. All right, and then let him. All right, focus. That's what he should have done. He should have just gave him a little bit. Just a little. He's been there 400 times. They should turn around the Super Bowl. They should call it the Brady Bowl. After he's done and playing, just change it to Brady Bowl.
No.
Brady, he's been in more Super Bowls than the entire team of the Bucks combined.
Yep.
Right. And number one, and number two, they were the same this morning. They were like, there was one side that was like Vonda, it's not easy making the NFC Championship, celebrate and so forth. And then the other side was, then again, you're not Tom Brady, right? I mean, you live and you eat and sleep in football, and his goal is always to win the Super Bowl. So, I don't know which way. I mean, I probably would have been the guy celebrating, right? But
just don't do it in front of him.
Don't do it in front of him. But the other thing is, he at least sets the standard, though. He's like, they always say, Byron, right? You want to have people have experience in the locker room that's already had Super Bowl experience to talk to. On one side, everybody's like, that's good to have. You have some experienced Super Bowl players there, right? That they could, especially veterans. And then when they see Brady do that and do the things he does, kind of sets the precedence there in Tampa, right? The culture. So I think those guys were up and down about it, but I think they'll be more happy when they win it, right?
Yeah, but Bruce Arians has been there before when he was with Pittsburgh, so he has an idea, as far as things that what to do and what not to do because he's been there.
Yeah, but you probably know better. You know better than I do, but I know from playing, and not at that level, is just that. The locker room presence outside of a coach is very important, right? So you have someone making sure you got a leader in that locker room.
Yeah, like the Giants,
players.
Like the Giants back in the day when they had Parcells, it was George Martin, it was Harry Carson, and it was somebody else. It was like 3 or 4 of them were like the guys. And if they had an issue, they went through his guys first, and then he would take it to the big guy. Mm-hmm. But you always got to have that. Probably with Tampa's probably like JPP. Is probably one of the guys. Probably Sue. Might be one of the guys. Down there. So you got to have that strong presence. In the locker room. That way everything they'll weed it out before it gets to the coach. That's
Strahan was the same way.
Strahan too. Yep.
He's the one that went to Coughlin and told Coughlin, hey, players have changed. You got to take it easy. Militant, let's play it your way and play it our way, right? It's too much. And they said they respond me. He was really rough. But anyhow, I thought that was pretty interesting. Taking that perspective, right? Let's celebrate, and then here's what we're for. So you could take it either way. I think that was a good topic. So we got here. All right, Joey. They should make an award named Brady. Sonia Jones, Team Mahomes. Oh, Sonia is going for Sonia's going for the Chiefs, Team Mahomes. And that's the first time I ever seen an emoji that didn't have wine or coffee. She got football emojis.
My
so you know right now, Sonia, I've never seen anything but wine and coffee in any of your emojis. Joey Barrier said, name it. name an award called Brady. There should be. I mean, you should. He's a sign of excellence. What do you So give me some of your keys to the game, Byron.
Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. The two tackles that are going to be playing for the Chiefs on Saturday are Mike Remmers. He was originally the right tackle. He's going to be switched to left tackle, and the other guy is Martinez Rankin is the right tackle. So if those guys don't block, the JPP and Shaq Barrett, it's going to be a long day because they're going to get pressure on him. They're going to get pressure on him, and if they can contain him, keep him in the pocket, they'll have him, do the things, roll out and do the things that he can do to make him a special player. Tampa can beat these guys.
Evander, do me a favor. If you could do another window for yourself and go on Facebook, but go on to our link. That's where you see the comments. And I got Sonia came back at me. You got jokes, and guess what was the emojis? Like
wine.
12 cups of wine. It wasn't even one. That's funny.
Here, let me go to my Bruce Arians hat now. There you go.
Oh wait! I got something for you, Byron. I ain't gonna leave you. I'll leave you out. So we got that. I got something for you here. So I'm gonna tell you our conversation yesterday, and I want to ask here this one's for you, Byron.
Look at my man. What? Yeah, I got to put it on like him. There you go.
He was in the suit today with a Kango on.
That's right. That's my man.
That is funny. So you wanted a couple things. We'll get back into the keys. Why don't you were telling me before. Tell us a little bit about the staff that he has over there, Bruce Arians.
He has a staff that's what it's supposed to look like as far as diversity on his staff. He has, wait a minute, let me get there. Give me a second.
Can you see it on the Facebook?
I'm pulling it up right now.
His assistant head coach.
Hit the link.
Is Harold Goodwin, is the assistant head coach, African American. Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator, African American.
He's a great coach.
Offensive coordinator is Byron Leftwich, African American. Keith Armstrong, special teams coordinator, African American, and he even makes it even better because he has two women on his staff. He has the assistant strength coach, Morel Jadifari, something like that. She's the assistant coach, and then you have my favorite. She's a defensive line coach, assistant Lori Locust. So he has women as well as African American on his staff. That's what diversity looks like.
Now I'm an Arians a fan. I wasn't too sure about him because I was concerned early in the year, only because Brady had a few of those interceptions early on, and then Jameson had 30 and 30, so I started doubting whether it was Jameson or was it Arians on play call.
Also, a little tidbit about him: he played at Virginia Tech quarterback. He was the first. Yeah, he played quarterback, wishbone quarterback. He's from York, Pennsylvania, too. He
that size guy played wishbone quarterback.
Yeah, he was a quarterback. He was the first player to integrate the Virginia. He had a black roommate in the early 70s when they didn't really have back then where white guys stay with white guys, but whatever what they did back then. Well, I'm dating myself because I was the 70s too, but he had a black roommate. He was the first one at Virginia Tech to do that. He's also part of the Alabama tree because he coached the last year, I think, with Bear Bryant. The year that he passed away, he was a coordinator down there. So he's a Bear Bryant, Nick Saban tree guy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good for Black History Month too. That's a good though. Why don't they talk more about that? Stephen A. Smith's always yelling about something. And, you brought that up and that should be talked about, right? I mean, you just made a good point. That is the way, like the balance should look like, right? They should talk a lot more about that. Just, people of color and everybody in general, women, right? Women getting the opportunities.
But when you have a league, the league is 70% African-American. I'm not sitting there saying, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, everything's got to be black. That's not how the world works. I said, but it should, look like America. Even like with the owners in the NFL, you only have two minority owners. You got the one for Jacksonville, Khan, and Pegula up in Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo Bills. You got two owners. That's where it starts because we don't have African American owners in the NFL.
That's because okay, let's say minority owners, right? Because I'm Latin, so I gotta be a Latin coach too. Come on now, all right? We think I like Rivera, but it's because I think we weren't people of color. We weren't making that money yet to get to be able to. That's old school money. Those guys, right? If you think about it, right? The only one who really had the new school money that bought was Snyder, right? At 34 or something, right? So, but now, like, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, LeBron, Jeter, now their contracts, because those players back then were so great, they didn't get paid what they're getting paid now. They didn't get $500 million. You don't think Mahomes is going to own something soon? Right. So I think now it's giving them the opportunity for them to start getting some of that ownership in these organizations in every sport.
Yeah, but the whole thing.
Basketball's got what? Robert Johnson. What's he on? The gentleman from BET? Doesn't he own?
I think he used to own
I think he's doing Wizards.
Wizard or was it Charlotte back in the day? Years ago.
No, Jordan owns Charlotte.
There was somebody before him.
Yeah, and I think he owns it. And then Jeter owns part of it, the Marlins. LeBron owns a WNBA team. So I just say that the money now is getting to the level. I mean, Jay-Z could buy any of those guys.
Yeah, but the whole thing, like with the NFL, you have to be voted in. You come forward with these, you want to buy a team. So they're going to go through, they're going to look at your records, you'll see how much money you have, cash money and all this other stuff. And it's like a fraternity. You have to be voted in to the NFL fraternity. It's not like, okay, I'm worth $50 billion. I want in. No. All
right, well, let's stay on the Super Bowl. They almost booted Jerry Jones out when he first came in because he was playing around with being able to pay guys by getting sponsorships. Yeah. Right. So and the NFL said, look, you need to relax. So I think there's valid points there, but I think now there's our abilities as people of color to make a lot more money today is going to give us a lot more opportunities to own more than we had in the past because we didn't have those opportunities.
Yeah, but it also starts at the college level as well. I don't know of not one African American president of a university, a major college anywhere. I've never heard of one. I've never seen one. And even they have their issues. You got 125 Division I schools. And you got 4 or 5 African Americans. They're not many. And NCAA. So that's where it starts. The NFL and then all the way up.
That's true, but like I do, you don't get paid in academics. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but you don't get paid in academics. Look, I can tell you this. I would have stayed coaching if I knew the coaching salaries would have gotten to where they are today as an assistant coach. Right? I would have stayed coaching. But anyways, so what about Wanda? What are your thoughts on some of the stuff that's happened with the Chiefs?
Well, yeah, I forgot to mention though too, Patrick Mahomes. He is a part-time owner of the Kansas City Royals too.
Yep.
So he's already starting.
They're all yeah. Mm-hmm. That's before the 500 million.
I know. Yeah.
Must be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And what else?
Kobe would have probably bought the Lakers or got a big part.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Then another shout out for a New Jersey guy that played. He's one of the defensive back coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kevin Ross is a Jersey guy. Awesome. I played with him in the All-Star game in high school in 1980. And he went to Temple. He played for the Chiefs for a long time, defensive back. He's a great player with them. Mm-hmm. But he's one of the DB coaches with the Chiefs too. Well, not the Chiefs. The Chiefs. Yeah, okay.
So, Wanda, what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl and what's happening with the Chiefs? Or give me your opinion. Who you picking?
I'm picking the Chiefs, but I don't know. I said I'm still kind of leaning towards Brady. I said if we, just like Byron said, if we find out more folks got the COVID, on the Kansas City team, you might as well just go ahead and give it to Brady.
Not only that, the ratings are going to plummet. I mean,
Well, I stand corrected. Kevin Ross he's a coach with Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. All right, good.
And they're playing at home too. They got the home.
You can sleep in your own bed.
Sonya's mentioning the Miami Dolphins ownership group, but that's I don't know what she's mentioning there.
Yeah.
But what was I going to tell you? Well, we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about the Super Bowl. About I think I was the only one. No, me and Santiago were the ones who picked the Bucks, and the other gentlemen on the show, Nick and Joe, picked the Chiefs, and they were saying, well, if they rush them, if they stack the line, or that they got to be careful for the deep ball, and Mahomes is going to eat them up. And I'm like, look, you're playing with a very weak line right now, right? Number one. Number two, the defensive line, the defense for Tampa has been playing fantastic these last several games. And I don't think, and I could be wrong, the only part I think I'll be wrong is that when he scrambles, right? Because they even said it today, he is the number one in yards amongst all NFL players when scrambling and throwing balls downfield. So, that scares me, but I'm just thinking he's not going to, Byron, you think he's going to have a chance to go downfield with that rush coming?
I'm thinking that he's going to have problems because, like I said, you got you have the two big guys in the middle, Vita Vea and Sue. You have the two guys. They're going to rush up the field to keep him in the pocket. And these guys are going to, just like the Giants did, same exact thing the Giants did, come around the end, and you're going to have these guys coming straight up the middle, pushing, the pocket into his face. And on the injury report, they had him listed as toe injury still. He practiced, but his toe still hurts. And if it's, like I said before, if it's the turf toe, that hurts. That never goes away. It'll be a while.
Yeah. That was my point, though. My point was, I think Tyreek Hill's still going to get his. I don't think there's anything anyone's going to do to stop him. Kelsey, I just don't think. I think it's going to be a little harder for them to go downfield deep.
Well, they had the one when they made the adjustments in the second half. When they were getting when he put up like 200 yards in the first quarter. And they did make adjustments where he didn't run up and down the field the way he did. And I'm sure the corner, I think his name is Davis. The corner now knows, like, hey, this guy, he can go and he can go deep. And I think Antoine Winfield, he didn't play the last game when they played, but he's going to play this one hopefully. The safety, and he's very good safety. So it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be where they're going to run up and down the field. It's going to be
Vonda, you pick. Okay, and Vonda, you're picking the Chiefs.
Yeah, but I know it's going to end up being a close game. It's going to definitely be a shootout. I think we're not going to know until late in the fourth quarter who's going to end up winning. But I think it's going to be close.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's not going to be a blowout Super Bowl. But the Chiefs are a slight favorite. So we'll see what happens.
You have Chiefs a slight favorite? Well, I want to welcome to the show. We have Joey Barajas.
Barajas, that's my man, Army buddy.
What's up, Joey? How you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on mute. You gotta unmute yourself, buddy.
Unmute.
Hey, let me see. I let him in. Oh, he doesn't even have the sound on. You either got to call in.
Hello.
Or you got to hit your audio, Joey. All right. Well, we'll come back to that. So why are you picking the Chiefs?
Mahomes. Come on now. Mahomes.
Really? Interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't. I'm on Brady all the way, and they have too many weapons. I want to see Antonio Brown win one, just to be able to come back. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I think, Kansas City has a lot of weapons. I mean, Kelsey is phenomenal. Hill is phenomenal. Who else they have? They have several other players.
Watkins is playing.
Watkins is playing is really good. We're one, and their running back is pretty good. But the funny part is, if they end up running more, that's what we want, right? If they run, that's a problem. They're gonna have a problem.
Look at Tampa. Tampa is loaded. Tampa has Godwin's a good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Miller, the guy's faster than what you thought, what he is. Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Gronk, the other tight end. People forgot they have Le'Veon Bell still,
Mm-hmm.
and they have Fournette. They have a lot. They have just as many, even more weapons than Kansas City.
Oh yeah, they got two great tight ends. I think Gronk is going to have a big game. That's how I look at it. I think he's going to have.
Yeah, because you got Matthews is like 5'9", is going to be trying to guard a guy that's 6'7", 270 pounds coming down the field like a runaway freight train.
That's going to be funny.
I think also the Chiefs got too many distractions going on too with all that crap they have.
Hopefully, nobody else tests positive, for COVID.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We're going to hear more.
Since we can't hear you, you got to go. The report. All right, Joe,
I just posted him. Yeah, I posted him on Facebook, and I just told him, said, we can't hear you.
Yeah, he's got to call in or something.
I want the.
What do you think? What do you think? Okay, let's go on both sides though. What do you think it's going to take for Kansas City to win, Byron?
Protect Holmes. Be able to run the ball a little bit more than they, usually do. Don't come in with the intention that we're going to throw 50 or 60 times. They got to run the ball. I really, keep the ball. You got the same thing with them, but you're going to have to be able to keep the ball away from Tampa because they're going to get theirs. And their defense has to stand up to, all of those weapons.
There you go, Vonda.
All those weapons that they have.
That right there is where he's the scariest to me. Look who I end up picking with Tampa there. He's scariest. He scares me when he runs to the line.
But his toes hurt. I'm telling you, when I watched him run, he has a little limp to him now. He don't have the same giddy up, that he usually has, and his foot is bothering him.
Whose toe was hurt?
Mahomes.
Oh.
Yeah. His feelings might be hurt too if he got COVID, messing around and trying to get his due done before the game.
He may be getting a pedicure. Byron, explain to the audience again, turf toe, right? Because I always thought it was a stubbing of your foot, right?
That's what I thought.
When you're running, like on artificial turf, when you're running, and when you stop, you're putting so much pressure on the big toe and the little toe when you stop, and it causes it to separate. Yeah, and your shoe, and it puts, and it's like it's nothing you can do for you. Ice don't work, heat doesn't work.
It's like splitting your fingers.
Yeah.
Across,
it's like
right?
splitting your finger, and it hurts. It's not. Mommy can't kiss it, make it better. Nobody can kiss it, make it better. It hurts, and it could be that's what ended Jack Lambert's career was turf toe.
Really?
Yes.
Joe, you got. I think Tampa by 3. Yeah, I'm pretty close to that too. I got Tampa. Also, I have a little wager going on that the Chiefs are not going to score 41 points.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
That's good for me. And by the way, for those of you out there, you know who I wagered that on. The mine is purely on they didn't want to play on the game. Is that they're not going to score 41, and when I win, I'm donating it to the Gary Sinise Foundation.
Yay!
Just to make the impact for our show and for the foundation, but I'm going to win. There's no way. Byron, there was, what did I found out? There was like 7 teams, 6 to 7 teams in the history of Super Bowl that scored over 40 points. In the history.
It's not many.
Out of 55 games. You're talking about a really good defense. I I think Kelsey's probably going to have a bigger game than Hill. Is what I think. I think that for them to want two things for Kansas City to win. One, Kelsey's going to have a good game if they get some running in, and then two, Mahomes has got to make. I don't think they're just standard plays are going to work. It's going to be the Mahomes like get loose and running and making something happen. What are your thoughts?
I'm looking up something real quick.
Vonda, what are your thoughts? Well, it's okay. Let's see for either one of you. Vonda, what are your thoughts?
No, but let Byron go ahead and take that one. BJ, hello.
I'm looking up something that's kind of important.
All right. So I think that I don't think they're going to go as far downhill as they did last time. Last time they shut them out in the fourth quarter.
I think because Tampa made the adjustments, like I said before, at halftime, where they limited what Hill got, the 200 yards, because if he didn't, he probably would have had about 600 yards, that game. And then Kelsey had what, 12 or 13. He had a whole bunch of catches too. But then you also got to realize now that Sammy Watkins is coming back too. And the other kid, the other receiver is pretty good too, pretty fast too. That's the one they run all the jet sweeps to, and all the other, when they, pass the ball to the receiver. But if they can shut down Hill, but you still got to worry about Kelsey. Kelsey is a beast. He really is. He's probably, he's going to be Hall of Fame tight end. He's going to get his regardless, but he is a great tight end. And if you shut that, you still got to worry about him.
I don't think, just like in any game, the great athletes are going to get theirs unless they just have a bad game. I think Tyreek Hill's still going to be a factor in the game, but I'm agreeing with you. That's why I started off. I think Kelsey's going to have a big game because they're going to be nice short passes. He's got to get that ball out. We got a guest coming in. Welcome to the Jersey Boy Sports Talk. Who am I speaking to?
It is Joey.
Jay?
Joey.
Joey, oh, yeah, you're back. Hey, Joey, welcome to the show. Now we can hear you.
Welcome to the
Finally.
Jersey Boy Sports Talk.
Oh, so you got us in the background also, so you got to mute that because they can hear us. So you got him by 3. What do you have the score, Joey?
No, I got a 31-28. I don't think it's going to be a high score.
That's exactly That's exactly the score. No, I had to pick over it because they said the over is 56. The over under is 56. I got a similar score. I think I did 34-31.
I think they're only good for 3 or 4 touchdowns. So,
what do you think the keys to the game are going to be for the Bucks and then for Kansas City?
Well, kind of like what Byron said. I don't know too many offensive linemen, but I'm from Milpitas, California originally, and Vea's from my high school. So they say he's not that good, but he came back after breaking something, and he's doing pretty doggone good. And with Jean-Pierre-Paul, I think they could scuffle the offensive line there a little bit. He's going to be in trouble.
Yeah. And last time they got, I was telling Byron, they got a defensive score, right? Again, you can't, that defensive score was off of a fumble off of one of their better receivers, but he didn't even fumble it. He was just going down. Oh, that was the thing when we always talk about these guys. They're always they're already getting tackled and they're trying to make something happen. Just go down.
Yeah. Well, you remember, I just thought about this. The Tampa Bay has a very good front seven. The inside linebackers are very good. Levante David and the other guy, Devin White. They're very good. So that front seven is going to be a handful, for the Chiefs the second go round.
Yeah, I would like to see Fournette also have a good game. That's going to be key. If we could balance that.
Don't forget Le'Veon Bell. He might be the X factor.
Ooh, I forgot. He didn't play last game, did he?
Nope.
Yeah, I like him because he's a now I got to switch it to my man here. I like Bell because he's a great receiving running back.
Yep.
So now imagine adding another receiving running back to that Tampa Bay team, right?
Now you have even more weapons now.
Oh man, he's got a lot of weapons, a lot of weapons. We need that line to protect him. And I'm telling you, if Antonio Brown scores on a deep pass, to me, right then and there, the game's over. Now you got to worry about everybody. And I don't think, and I'm not saying Antonio Brown's gonna like get 12, 15 catches, but I think he's gonna go deep, and I believe he's gonna score a touchdown.
Just so real quick, the guy you're talking to, I went to basic training with him in the military.
Oh, really? Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. My dad's a 20-year vet in the Army.
Oh, nice. Cool. Thank you for your pops. Yeah, I believe if they do get a deep threat, that Kansas City's defense is going to be kind of like really thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. And remember, before Tony Brown went out, I think he went 4 straight games with a deep touchdown pass.
So he's back. You figured he was, he's living in Tom Brady's, pool house, which is probably about 10,000 square feet. And, he's living the life.
Byron's just throwing square feet around as much as Sonya throws wine around. Hey, I got Jeffrey Aquiles. Bell is on KC.
Oh, he is? I knew he was
Yeah, that's right.
somewhere.
That's right.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. That's right.
Bell, whatever, same thing.
No, that's another good weapon. Good catch, Jeffrey. Thank you very much.
Thanks equals. I knew it was something I forgot.
Yeah, thanks, Jeffrey. And it took Byron to look that up. Took him all that time to look it up, and you got it wrong.
I was something else I was looking up.
And I agreed with you. But I do. The problem is they're both red teams.
That's probably where I got it all messed up.
Think about it. You're wearing a red hat, so as soon as you said Le'Veon Bell, I thought of him.
I'm going back to my Army hat. I feel better.
There you go.
There you go.
That's fun. They already have news going out that they got a leaking of some commercials already taking place. So I wonder how that's gonna happen. I'm wondering if they're charging more now for the Super Bowl. I would think so, because Brady and Mahomes has got to be a great. I think this is going to be probably the most watched Super Bowl. What do you think?
No, because everything is one girl. Because people still the political aspect with the NFL and all this other stuff. There's a lot of sponsors like Budweiser. I think Budweiser and a bunch of them that are not. They're pulled out.
Yeah, but I still think
other ones came in.
Yeah, but I still think it's going. A lot of people are going to be watching it because we know can't go well. Of course, it's limited of people that can go down there to Tampa, but I think it's going to be a lot of people that's going to be watching the Super Bowl.
Joey, what do you think? We lose them?
Yeah. I'm gonna have a full backyard, at least a good 8 to 9 people. So there's 9 people on the books.
Yes. They're gonna be 6 feet apart, right?
Exactly. No, but I think everybody's really gonna watch because they can't go nowhere for COVID. I'm in Texas, so everything's kind of open in Texas.
Yeah.
But they're still going to be segregated, separated distance. But I think everybody's going to really watch this game because of Brady and because of Mahomes.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean they're billing it as the GOAT versus the little GOAT, which I don't like, because I don't think Mahomes is a GOAT right now.
Nope, he's not.
Sorry, then the owner compared him to Michael. Cheers. And then the owner for the Chiefs compared him to Michael Jordan. I'm like, how can you?
No comparison.
I mean, people complain when you compare LeBron, which is, to me, LeBron, I think, is starting to gain on Jordan based on the way he's playing right now. I mean, he's like the Brady of the NBA. But I think it's going to be the most watched Super Bowl because Brady's in it, and because Mahomes is in it. They want to see that.
Again. Yeah,
again.
Yep.
And everybody's home. Right. So, and what happens is, I think is, or it could be even the same amount of people though, Byron, but it's going to be viewership is going to be higher only because normally we'll have 20 people in one house watching the game, as opposed to those same 20 people, you may have them in 4 houses watching the game.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they want to jam pack in, the house, 20, 30 people in the house and want to, or bars, you get a lot of bars, that you can't, have all those people in. And I guess, does that count, as well? As
That
far
counts as one, though. That's my point. Like the viewership, it's gonna be on more TVs, more functions is what I think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if normally if you have most people have Super Bowl parties, and it's everybody's watching on one or two. I mean, I have the Super Bowl on every TV on my house, though. I can't go. I mean, I make sure it's going on at all times.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
Even the playoffs. So I go in my bedroom, the TV's on, the game is on. I go in the living room is on. If I go in the kitchen area, it's on. And my kids, if they're not home, it's on their TV. So I don't care. I need to make sure I'm hearing it and watching it at all times.
So you don't miss anything.
No, I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great Super Bowl. It's in a great place. A lot of history, right? You got two phenomenal quarterbacks. You got a quarterback his first year taking the team to the Super Bowl. You got not only taking the team to the Super Bowl, but this is the first time ever that the home team is actually playing in the Super Bowl of where it's being hosted.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did hear is that they're not going to allow, it's going to be still considered a neutral field. So normally when Tampa scores a touchdown in the arena, the cannons go off. They're not going to be allowed to go off.
Oh.
That's fair.
I think that's fair too. I mean,
Aren't they going to do first responders, let them in a few thousand or something like that?
Fraternity Brett said he's coming over to my house, put a steak on the grill. Anytime, man, come on over. Just wear a mask. That's all. We're good.
I'm
not having people over. Huh? I mean, I'm having some friends over, but I'm not going to have a bunch of people. Go ahead.
No, because what Joey was just asking, aren't they going to be letting a bunch of first responders in?
I think they are. I think they gave a lot of tickets to the medical people.
It wasn't the first responders. It was the medical people.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of tickets.
A lot of tickets. He'll bring the mask and wine. Oh, bring the mask and wine. My fraternity brother lives in Italy for a very long time, and he can cook. He can cook, and he has good wine. Hey, Joey, now we can see you. How are you, sir? Again, so what do you have the score? What's your score, Byron?
It's going to be close. 27-24.
So you're going for the under, 27-24.
That's
not the same number I was going to pick, but I had to go over 56. So
it's not going to be high scoring.
What do you think, Vanda?
Let me think. I don't think it's going to be a high score. I say 24-21.
Mm-hmm. And Joey, you said 31-28, right? Is that right? So yeah, 31-50. I think I picked the same score then. Yeah, because that's 59, right? As long as it goes over 56. I think I picked the same score. I think there's 3. But I think this is going to be another one of those games. I don't know what you guys if it's close, the quarterback that has the ball last is gonna scare me. Unless it's Brady.
Or who has a better kicker?
Or who has a better kicker?
Guy from Kansas City is pretty good. Suckup, I think his name is. He's pretty good.
He's only missed a couple this year, I think.
Yeah, he's not a bad kicker, and he can. I think he can hit it from a distance too.
Who's that?
Suckup, the quick kicker for Kansas City.
For Kansas City.
I think Tampa was having issues with their kicker missing a lot of, I think, extra points. I think he missed like a few.
Yeah. We got Sonia is nice enough to give us the numbers. There's 22,000 fans in attendance, 14,000 paying for tickets, and then they're going to host another 7,500 vaccinated healthcare workers.
Okay.
That's nice. Are they paying for it? They paying for it?
No. They're giving it to them.
That's free.
Everything. They're giving them full access.
Yeah.
Did they fly him down there?
I don't know, man. I just got the numbers. You didn't see them. And I didn't even get it. Sonya got them for me. But no, I think it's going to be an interesting Super Bowl. It's also going to be a weird Super Bowl, right? Because again, goes back to unless somebody's crazy, there's not going to be so many parties.
No.
You
Well,
know, so we'll be doing a lot of Zoom and a lot of Facebook going on for these for our Super Bowl. But I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to it. You know, everybody else wants the commercials. I care about the game.
I'm just worried about the food that I'm gonna cook. That's all that matters.
What you cooking? What?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. What's the Super Bowl food? Super ladies first. Super Bowl food of choice.
What? I'm not cooking.
I didn't say you're cooking. You go buy. You go buy something. I don't care. But what's your Super Bowl food?
No, healthy stuff. I gotta have my wings though, and then I'll probably have just a bunch of veggies, and not like Sonya. I'm not gonna have too much wine. I got my beer, and I got some specialty drinks too.
I ain't cooking. I'm cooking all kind of stuff. There's only two of us here.
So you got wings. Joey, what's your food choice for Super Bowl?
Wife's gonna make some carnitas, and then we're gonna have some wings and nothing but Modelo's. That's all I drink nowadays. So that's it.
That's it, man. Modelo's.
That's it.
That's some good beer. Byron, what's your food of choice? I know you're gonna have more food, but just in general.
I'm gonna have wings,
meatballs,
turkey meatballs, ribs. I'm gonna have some nachos. I'm gonna have 3 different kind of moonshine. So we'll get lit.
That's because you gotta stay warm.
Woo, man, well, you figure hopefully it doesn't snow again, right? It's supposed to snow next week sometime. Yeah, we're gonna be lit up around here. Me and Valerie.
I'm gonna be in shorts. Your Sonya wants to know. She's putting in a to-go order.
What for?
She
what?
wants to know what time she can pick up her to-go order. Byron.
What does she want? I'll make the jerk chicken wings for
her. She says she's drinking whiskey with D Kentucky whiskey.
Oh, that's the road trip whiskey.
Is it wine whiskey?
No. That was the road trip whiskey.
They went to Kentucky.
Is it coffee whiskey?
No, they went to Kentucky to go pick it up.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it's bourbon then.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. She has her food choice. Oh, she wants mango jerk wings, bro.
Okay.
My food. Everybody's. Mine obviously wings, but I like making sausage and peppers with sauce, with red sauce. I make.
That's not a Perth Amboy food.
First of all, what's a Perth Amboy food?
I know everything.
Okay?
Everything.
You want me to go down the list? You got rice and red beans.
Yep.
You got rice and black beans. You got pierogies. You got Italian food. You got sweet potato pie. You got, Greek salad. Come on, Vonda, help me out. You know we got
somewhat Polish sausage. You got hot dogs. You got pork rolls.
You got roasted pig. Ribs. We have every nationality we possibly could have.
Exactly.
Macaroni and cheese. There's some good macaroni and cheese in that town.
And what kind of beer?
From Perth Amboy?
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day when I was there was Coors Light, but now
Coors Light.
Heineken.
But Schlitz. Kiefer.
Schlitz. Now you're aging yourself, Schlitz.
I am that.
Dos Equis. Heineken, yeah. Heineken's a big one. Yingling.
Shout out to Benny Rivera. He loves his Chivas. Oh, Meisterbrow. Oh my God. Do you guys? My fraternal brother said Meisterbrow. We used to buy Meisterbrow in college for $7 a case.
Well, when I was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, we used to get the generic beer. It was a white can and it just had beer on it, and it was like $1.98 or whatever it was. That was something cheap, man. It was brutal.
And just for you guys to know, if you go look up Meisterbrow, $7 a case. Greg is listening in. Greg, you know that Meisterbrow is actually Miller Lite now?
Really?
Yeah, I looked because I went back to see what happened to it, and I saw the progression, and kept converting it. And it's actually Miller Lite. So that $7 case is now not a $7 case. It's Miller Lite. Coronas I hear going out there.
That's
Joey's got his
right.
Modelo's. Which one Modelo? There's several ones. There's the dark one,
A regular one, special.
the Go Especial. That's a good one too. Yeah. So we're getting excited. I got to start cooking pretty soon, and
And
we
some
have a couple.
margaritas too. My wife had to say margaritas because she's gonna have her margaritas as well.
Does she have it?
Ooh.
Is it frozen on ice with salt, without salt?
On the rocks with a shot of Grand Marnier.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Who makes it? Who
Both
makes it? You or her?
of us.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That sounds actually pretty good. We were class. Oh, Craig goes, we were classy dudes because we were drinking Miller Lite before Miller Lite became, Miller Lite. We literally somehow got possession of a Pepsi machine. How it got into our fraternity house, I don't know. But we used to have 50-cent beers. Eddie Lopez came up there and goes, man, this is the best fraternity house I've ever been to. The only thing was we had different labels. So you could get a Heineken or you could get a Meisterbrow. You never knew it was just luck of the draw.
As long as it was beer, that's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah, the only thing we had in there was beer. All right, so you have the score there. I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl. I think again you're going to have. I think these playoffs have been awesome. We've saw some great quarterback matchups. What do you think? Right, just to be able to be privileged and blessed to see these guys play. Aaron Rodgers, Breeze,
Mhm.
Mahomes, Brady.
Might be Breeze's last time playing.
Yeah, I
Might
would.
be Aaron Rodgers' last time playing with Green Bay. So it's going to be a lot of changes going on.
Well, they're making sure that they're letting him know he's loved there. But I don't understand him though, right? I think he's right to get him weapons, Aaron Rodgers. I think he's 1,000% right. But he shouldn't really. He should look back on what happened to him. He waited 4 years. It's not like this is the first time they did it. They did it before.
Yeah, but the only thing funky with like Green Bay, he really doesn't have anybody to go to like the owner of the team because they're owned by the community. So they have a president, of the team, the GM, like everybody else. But he really doesn't have anybody to go complain to, like, hey, I want this is what I want. If I don't get this, I want to go. He doesn't have that. He can just go to the media or whatever and say what he has to say, and pretty much they just oh well, we're gonna do what's best for Green Bay, which was draft a quarterback, have him sit for the next 3 or 4 years, or get rid of him next year, Rodgers. But it's just weird the way Green Bay Packers are run.
Mm-hmm. And I think Kansas City is going to be good for a while, but Tampa's going to be tough again next year. I mean, Gronk's already committed to come back.
That's the Bruce Arians. If he wins, he might say, you know what? I retire. I quit. He might.
Who?
No,
Who?
Arians.
Why?
Why not? Go out on top.
You think so?
I would.
How long has he been in? He's only been in Tampa for a couple of years, though.
Yeah, but still, he's won two as an assistant. He went one on his own. He's got all kind. He like a lot of health issues too. Going on, and why not go out on top? Win.
I get.
And go. And then
you can same thing for Brady and Gronk, right?
And then turn around and give the team to Byron Leftwich.
Yep.
That
go. Would be nice. Mm-hmm. That would be really nice. All righty. So, we're getting excited. Kicks off at 6, right? 6 o'clock, 6:30.
30.
I can't wait. I love Super Bowl Sunday. It's one of my favorite times of the year. And I used to always, one of our paid holidays is always the day after the Super Bowl.
I'm retired, so it really don't matter.
Yeah, you got a paid holiday every day.
Every day.
That's okay, but it gives them more time to snow blow.
Thanks, man. You finished rubbing it in? Are you done? Do you feel better?
Joey, you're in Texas, right, Joe?
Yeah, I am. Is it snowing there, Byron?
Yeah, it's snowing. Like 16 inches of snow here. We got a lot of snow.
The snow's about to reach his height.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of snow there.
Speaking of Texas, Joe, you know that it wasn't until that the famous game with the guy from the Dallas that messed up against the Dolphins. What was his name? That touched the ball for
Leon Lett?
Leon Lett. Yeah. I didn't realize it snowed in Texas.
Yeah,
it snowed in Texas.
I know now.
next meeting, next Thursday when you have it, we had a bunch of snow. The one that just happened after New Year's, like I'm in Crowley, about 14 miles south of Fort Worth, and it's stuck for almost 3 days. I got
Oh,
lots
wow.
of pictures. Yeah, I pulled
Really?
my grandkids on a 4-wheeler in the backyard and everything. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it ain't like where you're originally from, but it ain't like where Byron's from. But
Yeah, there's a lot of
it's
snow.
tough.
But when we grew up, it didn't snow as much as snowing there now, right, Vutna?
No, remember, well, in the early 79, 80, we had the big blizzard back then.
Yeah.
But other than that, we really didn't see that much. Well,
I
not
mean, we
like the
had
snow that they
snow,
just
but
got,
not like the
right.
snow they have now. I mean,
I know,
Mhm.
like
this
the
is
90s.
some crazy stuff.
I know
Yeah.
In
90s.
'93, when I moved here, right? I moved to Florida in '93. Right that year, they had a blast of snow.
Yeah.
96, we had the one year when was 32 inches of snow here. And
Yeah.
I was stuck at work for 3 days.
Well, that's just like down here in South Carolina, 2-3 years ago, we got like 10 inches of snow and people lost their mind. It was like right after New Year's, and I went back to work not even for a day and was right back out for another 5 days because they don't shovel. There's no shovels here. There's no ice here. There's no sand.
There's
You
no
just stay
salt.
put.
They're playing
Nothing.
That's
basketball.
happened in Atlanta. When I lived in
Mhm.
Atlanta, if it's even a threat of 1 inch of snow, it shuts down.
Exactly.
Like people don't come to work. They're like nothing. And I'm
Nope.
talking about it falls and melts. I mean, it's like nothing really happens. The problem is
Yep.
they got ice there, though. That's what's happened. That's the problem. There is the ice because it gets
Yep.
cold and then it freezes. But I'm telling you, if they say even a threat of possible flurries,
Stay
everybody
off the
shuts
road.
down in Atlanta.
That's it.
It just shuts
Same
down.
thing here.
That's it.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm pretty excited, Joey. Thanks for joining us and for your comments. Greg, always giving us good. I'm able to see your comments now. I got the Facebook on there, so come on over, bring the steak and wine. I'm gonna make my sausage and peppers. Oh, you get to taste my sauce. I make it from scratch.
Ooh.
All right, so thank you again for joining the show, Byron. I think we're pretty excited about what's going to take place, and then after this is going to be the quarterback carousel.
Yeah. We'll discuss that next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully this quarterback will do better. Oh,
Yep.
my bad.
Or we get one of the quarterbacks that are out there.
Hey, and check this out. I think we have two high-ranking people. I think both of them were E8s, right? In the military, both of them. My
Oh,
sister,
yeah?
Mr. Joey, both of them, retired military.
My dad was at E7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
He was 20 years. So,
Both of them are 20 years. And he's a combat vet.
Oh, really? When you say combat vet?
Tell him, Mr. Barajas.
I was in the Gulf War. We were in the Gulf War.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
the big M1 tanks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My dad was in Vietnam and the Korean War.
Cool.
Okay.
He hated Vietnam. Was terrible. Terrible for. He said Korea War. You knew who the enemy was. Vietnam.
You didn't know.
You had no idea
Yep.
who the enemy. It was terrible. Terrible. Yeah. One quick story. He said he got saved by. He told me he got saved by a roll of toilet paper because they had to take the toilet paper to go to the latrine, and then he's walking over there and he forgot it and he had to go back. All right. And then when he went back, they blew up the latrine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
You guys-
he's got the Bronze Star too, Joey.
Wow.
I'm proud of my dad.
Cool.
Just so everybody knows, this is my bestest buddy, man. We was in basic training down in Fort Knox, and we ended up at Fort Hood, together. He's a great guy, man. He really is.
I lived in Fort Knox.
Why?
My dad was in the Army.
Oh. That's what we were stationed
Which
in.
part of the 20 years did you miss in the beginning of the story?
I admit it.
So you guys said next week we do next week you guys do quarterbacks, but isn't it like the deadline or something start on the 7th of March or the 17th of March? I mean, when they can start really shuffling quarterbacks around. Isn't it
March, yeah.
It's going to be March, and then you got to see coaches too. Well, all the coaches' positions are already taken. No,
All they're done, yeah.
so we got two of 7. Okay, well, again, thank you. Let me, Joey. This is how we end our show. You probably heard us say it before. By the way, I got a wager that the the wager that I have is that someone bet me well, three people against me because they didn't want to bet or they didn't want to wager as high as I wanted to wager.
I wonder why.
I'm just saying, if you're that confident, put the money up. But anyways, I am going to donate my winnings to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Freedom and security are precious gifts that we as Americans should never take for granted. We must do all we can to extend our hand in times of need to those who willingly sacrifice each day to provide that freedom and security. While we can never do enough to show the gratitude to our nation's defenders, we can always do a little more. Gary Sinise. Gary Sinise Foundation. Sinise is SINISE foundation.org. Please contribute. It helps our service, our military, and first responders. And during these really, really difficult times, we got to do everything we can for the first responders, for our military, for police. I think there's got to be balance there for, and for our people, for all people, right? We just kind of just love each other. I don't understand why there's so much problem. And then, okay, so now remember, you could always follow us on Twitter at the Sportscast1. Visit our website, thesportscast.net. Join us next Thursday at 8 p.m. We're going to be talking a little bit, probably post Super Bowl. We're going to probably talk. There's a lot of things going to be happening. I guarantee you, between now and Sunday, some other stuff is going to take place.
Of course,
because it's already happening. This week. So by then it's going to take place. We'll be talking about some Perth Amboy more athletes that we're talking about because that list is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I know.
Good job starting that list, Byron. And so we're excited. And there's a little bit of NBA action we want to talk about, and it's pretty good. Some pretty good stuff that I've been seeing and hearing. So everybody stay safe. God bless. And again, Joey, thanks for joining. Thank you for your service, for everybody on here. Again, let's have some fun. Enjoy the food. Send some pictures. Post some pictures out of this food. What's up, Byron?
Oh, when I'm just letting him know, I'm looking at an RV too, just so you know. So when I come down to Texas, if you see the big RV, flying through his neighborhood, he knows it's me.
I'm ready. Come on down.
Yeah, exactly. Pick me up, and you have to pick me up in Jacksonville because it takes 5 hours just in Florida to get down here.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
All righty. All right. Well, thank you for the show, the Jersey Boys Sports Talk. Thanks for joining. We have fun every week. Myself, Byron, Miss Vonda helping us out. We got Sonia on the teleprompter for us. I really appreciate Jones. Bless the Jones family, and thank you. And again, everybody have a great night. Have a great Super Bowl, and let's have some fun. And post me some pictures. I want to see the drinks. I want to see the margaritas. I want to see your moonshine. I want to see your specialty drinks.
Okay.
Do the Modelo, Joey. That way, I like Modelo's. They got the Latin commercials. We were just talking about it. But I was like, there's no African American owners. I agree with all of that. But there got to be Latin brothers too up there. J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez try to get by some of the Miami Dolphins. Oh, they tried to buy the Mets.
That didn't work out.
That got turned down. Yeah. Well,
I wonder why.
Because nobody in New York likes Alex Rodriguez.
They should like his money.
I'm a Yankee. Well, J-Lo probably got more than he does, but no, that's not true. He's still getting paid by the Yankees.
Oh, well.
All right. Take care.
All right.
All right. You too. Be safe.
Be safe.
Thanks, Sonia.